All right, guys, we're going to get started. This one is a really fun book. Every once in a while, I will pick up books that I have never seen before. And this past trip to the Briar Patch Books in Bangor actually had me picking out 3 books I had never even heard of. I thought that it would be fun to get some new content and also to learn about some books that I had never ever heard about before. So this was one of them. And after I picked them up, I came home and I read them all. And I adored this book. It is so cute. Again, for those of you guys just joining us, the book is There Are No Bears in This Bakery. It's by Julia Sarcone-Roach. And it's a mystery book. It's what they refer to as a noir detective book. So you have to kind of imagine this saxophone playing in the background and dark alleys with just little bits of light. And I wore my detective hat today. This is my old school, like 1940s noir detective hat, just to kind of add to the ambiance of this mystery. So, as those of you who have joined me before know, before I read, I always take the cover slip off the book. And that's just so I don't damage the slip while I'm reading the book. And what I found is books nowadays are really fun because underneath the cover slip is a whole different photo or picture or book cover. So this is what we have under this cover slip. Little Bear Bakery, and it goes on to the back. So it looks like the box of sweets. So we'll get right into it. Again, this is There Are No Bears in This Bakery by Julia Sarcone-Roach. I don't know about you, but that makes me hungry. Which one is your favorite on there? Which one would you like to eat? I know which one I would like to eat. I would like to eat those donuts over on that side. Big chocolate donuts. Those look so good. Makes me hungry. There are no bears in the Little Bear Bakery. I'm the whiskers of this neighborhood, and if it flutters, scurries, or scampers here, I know about it. The name's Muffin, and this is my tale. There Are No Bears in This Bakery by Julia Sarcone-Roach. Each night the moon rises, the bread rises, and I rise. The air cools and the sounds get interesting. That's when the night shift begins. Scratch, scratch, squeak is the mouse behind the bakery. Clank, crash, crunch, crunch is the raccoons in the dumpster. Snip, snip, flap, flap, ah! Is the bats visiting the barber shop. I thought I knew all the sounds of night until last night. Last night, after the sun rolled off the edge of the sky, a mysterious new sound rumbled over the windowsill. Grrr. I stepped out to investigate. What do you think that sound could be? Grrr. The air was cool and wet like a dog's nose. The alley was empty. No mouse, no raccoon, not even a bat. The bakery's back window was open like a crooked smile. Grrr. Uh-oh. I slipped into the darkness like icing melting down a hot cake. Inside, I listened for clues. Maybe it was a mouse. Mice love sprinkles. Grrr. And that's when I saw it. It was the biggest mouse I had ever seen. Ooh. Muffin looks scared. Grrr. Actually, it was the smallest bear I'd ever seen. I was surprised. The bear was surprised. My tail was the most surprised. Grrr, rumbled from the bear's belly. Up close, the bear smelled like old socks, cinnamon, and adventure. The problem was clear, and I was on the case. The rumbling grew softer and softer until, for a moment, everything was quiet. Too quiet. So this picture is funny, and I'll tell you why. This here, and I was on the case, that's funny because he's actually on the case. See? On the case of sweets. That made me laugh. I heard snuffling sounds behind me. I had a tail. My tail had a tail. There was something in the darkness. The darkness had eyes, and they were looking at me. My whiskers trembled. My paws shook. It was an enormous bear. It smelled like the dumpster on a hot day and rumbled louder than the vacuum cleaner. Grrr. That's a big bear. Suddenly, it was lights out. Everything went dark, and I couldn't move. I was smushed like a muffin between the couch cushions. Poor Muffin. He's smushed. I was in the middle of a giant bear hug. It was warm like a bath mat in the sunshine. It smelled like a bath mat that needed a bath. There was a low rumble from somewhere in the fur. Oh, wait. That was me. Turns out, big bears like sprinkles too. Light began to nibble at the edges of the window. It was time for naps. Even my shadow was sleepy. I made sure the bears got on their way safely. The sun rose and stretched like a yawn down the alley. The bears rumbled back to the forest. The night shift had ended. My job here was done. So that's it. Another case closed by Muffin. No bears in the Little Bear Bakery. Not anymore. I took care of them. It was a messy job, but I handled it. Now it's time for a nap. By the way, we're out of donuts. Good old Muffin, taking care of his humans. Aw, they made a mess. So there you go, guys. The mouse says, I love sprinkles. Because mice love sprinkles. So that's at the very beginning of the book. So thank you, guys. Serena, I love sprinkles too. Do you like the rainbow sprinkles or do you like the chocolate sprinkles? I like the rainbow sprinkles. Cheyenne, did you like that book? I thought it was so cute when I read it. And I just imagine like a saxophone player playing slow music in the background while I'm reading it. And it being really dark, just a little bit of light coming through the window. Rainbow sprinkles are my favorite too. Ha ha, Cheyenne, you're funny. Donut, you like sprinkles too. I do. Nut. Next week is another fun new book that I've had the pleasure of being introduced to. I love the artwork in this book. This is what turned me onto this book to begin with, and then I read it, and it's really fun. This is The Adventures of Huggy and Stick. And so this is what we'll be reading next Sunday. Super cute, lots of very interesting characters. I think you guys are going to like it. But thank you for joining me on this wonderful adventure story that we had tonight. I'm going to close this out, so if you're just joining us or if you want to share this, feel free to share this video once it's up. Remember, this is always live. All of our shows are always live, but you can always find them here on my Facebook if you want to share them, if your littles went to bed too early, or if you just didn't have time to tune in. You can always find them here and tell your friends that they're here on facebook.com/AktrezFun. So with that, thank you guys for joining me for There Are No Bears in This Bakery. I hope you enjoyed it. Hats off to you. And you guys have a great Sunday and have a fantastic week. And I will see you next Sunday for The Adventures of Huggy and Stick. Thank you guys. Bye. Bye, Shai.